It's time for another tale from the glass-guarded world, with Brian as Paxton the human cleric, Ashley as Tara Dane the human fighter, Andy as Finn Mac Caspinner the gnome wizard, Danielle as Athelflad the halfling rogue and monk, and me, Mike, as the DM. When we last left our brave adventurers, they were about to square off with the dangerous Chimera, which had been terrorizing the countryside near Zauberfeld. Duke Gerolf, leader of Zauberfeld, had promised to do a favor for them if they took care of the Chimera. He also promised to fix the aqueduct, which had been leaking into the nearby necropolis, angering an undead necromancer. I'm afraid I have to give you an audio warning for this recording. Danielle lost her voice the very day we recorded this, so I've had to turn her way up. It sounds rough. The problem will persist into episode 14 as well, but her voice returns to normal in episode 15. Yet another note. After this episode, episode 13, the next two releases will be our test recording. Before we started the podcast, I tested the recording equipment by doing a one-shot game with Brian and Andy, in which they played characters that you met in our FreeCon 2018 episode, Bandy Brad Garreau and Lindley Bever. That one-shot game takes place 30 years prior to the current story. We've split that recording into 2 episodes. After that, we'll resume the main storyline with episode 14. We now rejoin Tara, Finn, Paxton, and Athelflad as they roll for initiative and brace for the Chimera's attack. So let's go in order here. All right. So Tara, your initiative?
20.
Finn?
12.
Paxton?
18.
Athelflad?
4.
It rolled a 1,
Huh.
which is not the first time that has happened.
So we get a surprise round on it, right?
No. And
falls out of the air.
What did Griffin get?
Oh, right. He gets his own turn. Let me check if he has any initiative bonuses. Initiative bonus is based just on dexterity, correct?
Correct.
Okay. His dexterity is +1, so he also got a 20, but unnatural. No, yeah, +1 initiative, so 20.
What's his dexterity?
+1. I rolled a 19.
And
with
what's
a
Tara's?
+1.
What's their dexterity bonus?
+1, but it was a natural 20.
All right, we'll have a roll off between the two of you. Determine who
No,
goes.
if she got a natural 20.
Oh, she got a natural. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she got a higher one.
So she got a 21.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
got a 20.
Got it. Okay, and it got a 1. So you have rolled initiative. You have cast Mage Armor on Finn, Paxton has. You've gotten your equipment ready. You've tied up the horses to a tree. And where are you in relation to them and each other? Where are you starting combat?
I think we should move away from Bud and Bart and kind of try to draw its attention so it doesn't eat them.
I say we shouldn't necessarily be very close to each other also. In case it, breathes fire, it would only do it to one of us and not all of us.
I think if we all stand at a distance of about 10 feet from each other, we should be pretty okay. I'm going to try to stay in between Paxton and Tara, just because they're more heavily armored, so I can run either direction to them.
Yeah, I do have protection style fighting, so I can impose disadvantage on attacks towards you, but that also means if, he breathes fire on one of us, it would be on both of us.
I'm also going to move Griffin. I'm going to have him fly to Tara, and he'll be using a helping action. So in general, he'll be just a nuisance for the Chimera, fluttering and try to take its attention so she gets her advantage on attack rolls.
The Chimera is quickly flying down the road toward you, and you have scattered a bit away from each other. How far apart from each other do you want to be?
Well, the limit of sneak attack is 5 feet, isn't it?
So, yeah, it has to be someone right next to you for sneak attack.
Yep.
That means that, and for it to work, the creature you're sneak attacking has to be either unaware of you, so you would gain advantage on an attack, or it has to be adjacent to someone else who is attacking it.
You can always move action in attack and then disengage to move back out.
Okay.
If she has the ability, can you take cunning actions? Do you have that ability yet?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you can, as a bonus action, disengage, I think, right? So you could, do your move, then take an action to attack, and then use your bonus action to disengage, to move out of close range with it. And you could do that every round.
Okay.
Actually, since you and I are small, why don't we have them be about 10 feet apart from each other, and then you and I just stay on the same square as them.
Okay.
So essentially just slightly behind them.
All right.
But if you're right next to each other, as Ashley pointed out, or Tara, then the breath weapon would be able to affect multiple of you at the same time.
True. All right. I'm supposed to be here for the book, so you guys figure out the battle tactic.
Actually, Athelflaed, you can stand with me. You'll have to eat the breath, but I can protect you, and you can get your sneak attack, so that might just be more beneficial to, like, deal with the breath thing.
Okay.
But, you know, if it gets bad, like, go away.
Okay, so as the creature comes flying toward you, it is in range of ranged weapons before it is in range of its breath weapon. So, do you guys want to prepare anything? You can always prepare an action before it comes into range.
I could prepare my crossbow. I have a crossbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you prepare an action. You, as soon as it comes into range, you take a shot at it.
Yep.
Right. This is basically before this combat round, when it attacks occurs. If you have an action prepared, it could be a spell, it could be a ranged weapon. You could hit it with that before it comes into range of you.
Okay.
Can I augment a cantrip?
No, because they're unlimited, right? There's no way to cast 2 slots with a cantrip, right? Because you can cast them over and over again.
True. I was going to say to use it as a first level spell and use up one of those slots to augment it.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Sure, let's say you can do that.
I'll use an augmented fireball while it's
Firebolt?
far away. Firebolt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Oh, Tara, do you have any ranged weapons you want to throw at it before it gets into range?
I don't think I can throw a hand axe that far.
Okay. And Paxton, you also don't have any ranged weapons? Or do you have any spells?
I just give him a really mean look.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to bother with an intimidation check. All right, so we'll start with Finn's spell.
There might be dice burning today. 9.
9. That does not. I'm afraid your firebolt sort of glances off of the hide of the creature as it flies toward you.
Okay.
And Athelflaed, go ahead and take your shot with your crossbow.
15.
15. You hit it. The crossbow bolt sinks into the creature. Roll your damage.
So I rolled a 2 with a dexterity of 3 to a total 5.
Okay. That means now we're in the regular initiative order, because those actions took place in the last round. Tara, technically you go first, but it's not in range. It's going to breathe on you guys, but is there something you want to do?
I guess I'll throw a hand axe.
Yeah, throw a hand axe at it.
I got an 11 for my throw.
Nope, it bounces off of its hide. Griffin, Griffin the Familiar is next to them. Does it want to do anything before... on its turn, before this creature breathes fire on Athelflaed?
Would I be able to tell that it's preparing to breathe fire? Like, can I see it building in its mouth or anything?
Yeah, actually, what's interesting is the lion head is sucking in lots of air, and you can see some smoke pouring out of it. And you're guessing it's going to breathe fire.
Okay, I'll go ahead and have Griffin fly away from them then. Just maybe about 20 feet closer to me.
Okay. And Paxton, is there anything you want to do?
Nothing I can think of to do.
Okay. Finn.
Okay, can I use an augmented magic missiles?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that.
Guaranteed damage. Always a good choice.
Yep. So
So you're
3
using
darts.
2 spell slots instead of 1?
Right, so I only have 2 spell slots left for level 1.
Okay.
So that is 3 1d4, and then because of the augmented spell, it's plus 4 damage altogether. 2 plus 1 is 3, 4 plus 1 is 5 is 8, 4 plus 1 plus 8 is 13, plus the 4 from the augmented spell is 19.
19. Excellent. All right. The creature screams from all 3 heads, the goat head, the snake head, and the lion head, as a series of bolts slam into it. And then, Athelflaed, you get to take an action before it's going to breathe on you two.
Sorry, I'm gonna try to hit it with a crossbow.
It's in range, so.
Okay. 20.
A natural 20?
Yep.
Hooray!
Yay!
Nice.
Woo!
All right, roll 2d8.
An 8. And a 7.
All right, that's 15.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, so you hit it right in sort of the middle of its chest, and it cries out in pain and looks really upset. You sort of notice the goat head is not quite as attentive as the other two. It's sort of looking around, not quite as interested, but it's definitely unhappy with this hit. The snake head and the lion head, they're very focused on you guys. The creature is going to fly over you, and so my understanding is that Tara is next to Athelflaed, and Paxton and Finn are sort of spread out farther away from them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it is going to fly over Tara and Athelflaed and try to breathe fire on you guys. And let's see, what's the range of that? 15-foot cone. So it's going to fly 15, maybe 12 feet over you and try to breathe fire on you. Which means you need to both make a dexterity saving throw.
19.
Athelflaed has saved, and what was yours?
6.
6. So, and Tara has not. Athelflaed, you will take half damage.
Okay.
Ouch. All right, we got 10, 15, 23, 25 points of damage from fire breath to Tara, and Athelflaed takes half rounded down, which means 12.
As the fire engulfs them, Finn just screams out, "Tara!"
And then it flies by. Just flies over you.
It doesn't land?
Nope.
Where's it headed?
Damn it. Is it still within vision?
Oh, yeah. It's flying away. And that brings us to Tara. We're back to your turn again. Is there something else you want to do?
How far away is it now?
It moves 60 feet per round. So it is, on its turn, it's just continuing to fly. So it's 60, I guess that's probably about 30 feet away from you now. It sort of breathed on you in the middle of its turn. So it's about 30 feet away.
Okay, I guess I'm going to use Second Wind to get myself some hit points.
Good idea.
So, it's just a bonus action, but it's
Right.
1d10 plus my fighter level.
So 1d10 plus 3.
So I'm getting 6 HP back.
All right, that brings you up to 10. And that's your action for the round?
Yeah.
All right, and the familiar, it's the familiar's turn.
I'm going to fly closer to Athelflaed so that it's flanking for both Athelflaed and Tara.
Okay. And Paxton, what are you going to do?
So I'm going to start by casting Sanctuary on myself. It's a bonus action.
Ah,
You want me to reread the description of it?
I think we just
Okay.
need to know it. I think we know it needs to make a wisdom saving throw. What's the DC?
13. And for my action, so Tara's looking better, farther away from death than Athelflaed is, right?
No, actually. They're both in really bad shape. But, the difference between them... Tara is in very slightly better shape than Athelflaed.
So I'm going to run over to Athelflaed then.
Okay.
And I'm going to use Cure Wounds. I get a bonus to that from being a life domain cleric. So it's 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is 5, I believe. Athelflaed gets 14 hit points back.
Oh, she's back up to full.
Hey.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. That was Paxton's turn. He runs over and heals Athelflaed. Finn, it's your turn. The creature is wheeling around.
If I wanted to throw my potion of healing over to Terra, would that be my action or a bonus action?
To get it out and throw it, I'm going to call that an action.
Okay. So I'm just going to say, Terra, hang on. And I'm going to concentrate on the creature. It's about 30 feet away from me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I am going to use Reduce to lower its size.
All right. It makes a Constitution saving throw. What's the DC?
16.
16.
Yeah.
It does have a good con bonus, but that's a high difficulty. All right. Wait, hold on. No, it failed.
Okay.
So it shrinks one size category to medium.
Right. And now it has disadvantage on strength checks or saving throws.
Okay. Great. So the creature shrinks a little bit. Still pretty scary looking, but not quite as scary looking. It doesn't lose any hit points, right?
No.
No, okay.
But it does deal 1d4 less damage as long as it's like a weapon. If it's like claws or teeth, it'll
Got it.
deal less damage.
I see.
As
And
long
what-
as you count this as weapon.
Yes.
How long does that last?
Up to 1 minute, so 10 rounds.
Okay, so we gotta hammer on this thing quickly.
Yeah, basically. Do attacks count as strength checks?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
But anytime it tried to grapple, for example, that would count.
Okay.
And that's Finn's action. Athelflaed, this giant scary creature just became a medium-sized scary creature.
I'm gonna pull sneak attack, and I can pull sneak attack with the singing dagger, right? Or the talking dagger?
Well, it hasn't landed, right? It's not
Okay.
adjacent to you. It's still flying and turning around in the air. So you could take another shot at it.
I'll go ahead and do that. Oh, 1.
A 1?
Yep.
Oh, dear. Better pull out the fumble table. All right, roll percentile.
9 is the first one. 5.
95. All right. As you're arming the crossbow and you're loading the bolt back into it, you accidentally prematurely release the bolt and you shoot yourself. So roll your damage.
4.
4? All right, you did 4 points of damage to yourself.
Okay.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
All right, that's Athelflaed's action. You said the familiar was going to fly next to Athelflaed and Terra. And then the creature will go. So it wheels around. Let's see if the breath weapon recharges. It does not.
Question about that. I thought it was a 5 to 6 turn recharge.
It's a roll 1d6, and if it comes up a certain set of numbers or number, then it is recharged.
Oh, that's even scarier.
Yeah.
It recharges on a 5 or 6, right?
Now, I will say this Chimera is modified because there are no dragons in this world, so it's going to be different in some ways. So it only recharges its breath weapon on a 6.
Okay.
And it breathes out of the lion's mouth and not the snake's mouth. But it does have a snake head, and a goat head, and a lion head.
I have a question.
Yes.
How does it look? Like, now that it's taken all this damage from these ranged attacks?
It has taken a lot of damage. You guys have dealt about 50 points of damage to it, and it is looking pretty beat up.
Okay.
But still angry and ready to eat someone. So it lands next to Paxton.
Oh boy.
And a couple things happen. First, the goat head lunges at you, and specifically it lunges at your shield. All right. Make either an athletics or acrobatics check. You get to choose.
All right.
Now it has disadvantage on this check because of its size. It's much smaller now.
That would be a 4 athletics check.
4?
4.
All right. The goat head grabs the shield out of your hand and starts chewing on it.
No.
All right, so it's chewing on the shield. The snake head lunges at you as well. And let's see, it hits... you are without your shield now. So it hits AC...
18. So are these things passing wisdom checks to attack me?
Yes, it passed.
Okay.
So the snake head lunges at you, but barely misses. In fact, it sort of bounces its fangs off of your armor and is unable to penetrate. But you're guessing there's some kind of dangerous venom that you just avoided.
I don't like that.
All right, and that means we're back to Terra. Terra, the creature, has just landed next to Paxton, grabbed his shield, and the goat head is now chewing on it very placidly. It's just sitting there looking very content, just
Does it look like it's actually damaging the shield, or does it just
Yes.
kind of slobbering on it?
It's actually trying to chew on the shield. Yeah, eating it. And the snake head just lunged but bounced off of his heavy armor.
Tara's gonna attack.
All right, so you're going to charge up and attack.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. I hit with a 23.
Oh, that's definitely a hit. So you plunge your sword. Is this the defending any blade?
Yes, as a longsword.
As a longsword. So you plunge the defending any blade into the Chimera's side, and your damage is...
That's an 8 plus 4, 12.
12.
And then I'm going to use Action Surge to attack again.
Creature
Sweet.
reels back, but you press the attack.
Uh-oh. This one is a 9.
That does not hit.
Okay.
I'm afraid the creature is wise to your game now and has jumped back out of your reach, out of your immediate reach. And the familiar, Griffin. What's Griffin doing?
Oh, wait. Since Griffin is next to her, she gets advantage on her rolls.
Oh,
Yeah.
on all her attacks?
Yes, anyone that Griffin is sitting next to.
Hello, Mike the DM here. Some of you may have noticed that Andy has just made a mistake regarding how the helping action works. In fact, it is only supposed to give advantage on the first attack that someone makes. So, as a result, some of this combat is easier for the PCs than it ought to have been. I'll get them back later. Okay, so I'm assuming he just flew with her when she moved then.
Yes. Especially because she's hurt right now, he's going to be sticking to her side under my command.
Okay.
Well, that one was a 20 then.
Oh dear.
There you go.
So that's 4. And then I get to roll it again.
Yep. And then add your bonus. One time.
So it's a 2 and a 1.
All right,
That's a
so
lot
3.
less impressive. So 3 plus 4, 7.
All right, 7 points of damage on that second swing. All right, the creature can't get away from you. And Paxton, what are you going to do? The goat head is placidly, happily chewing on your shield.
I feel like if I attack the creature, I'm going to lose Sanctuary, and I also feel like I'd be of better use if I sprinted over to Terra and healed her. She's still
right.
looking pretty bad, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that was a special shield to me, but, whatever. We'll
Okay.
deal with that later. So I'm going to run over to Terra and do Cure Wounds on her. Oh, 11 HP restored.
Yay.
They're up to 21, right?
Yes.
All right.
All right, and that means it is Finn's turn.
Okay. I have 2 spell slots left for level 1 and 1 spell left for level 2. So I'm going to use one of my last 2 spell slots to use Magic Missile on that again. 4, 2, 4, 10.
And then plus 3, right? It's 1d4 plus 1 for each missile.
No, that was...
Oh, you're
with that
adding,
added
okay.
on there. Oh, since it's not augmented, it's -2 to my damage, so it's 8.
8. All right, 8 more points of damage. It's looking pretty unhappy, except for the goat head, which is happy to have a shield to chew on. Athelflad, what would you like to do? It's now surrounded by several creatures. Paxton is, well, close to it, but Terra is beating on it with that sword.
I'd like to bring out my glass dagger.
Okay.
And pull sneak
You're pulling
attack.
out your fancy dagger? It says, "Hi! Hey, what are we doing? Are we stabbing
no.
stuff? Oh, boy!
We're gonna stab the creature over there.
Wow, I never stabbed one of those before. Let's do it."
All right. Go ahead and roll. 18.
Oh, that's great. Oh, yes. All right, roll your damage. So you get, 1d4 plus 1d6.
D6 is 1. D4 is 1.
So 2 plus your bonus because it's a finesse weapon.
Yep.
So what's the bonus next to the dagger? Is it plus 3, I think?
This one says +1 for that specific dagger.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Dex
plus 1
bonus.
weapon, right? So that's
Yep.
4, and then I think you have a plus 3 in general with the...
With the hit and dexterity.
Right. So that's 7 points of damage.
Yep.
And you have made Egbert very happy.
Now put it away.
Yeah. All right.
Just saying your dagger is a psychopath.
Yeah.
You guys
don't
don't
hear
know
it,
that.
so we're okay.
You guys don't know that.
That's why Andy said it.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Tara. No, I'm sorry. It's the Chimera's turn, and it has decided to turn its attention to Tara. And let's see if the breath weapon recharges. No, it does not. All right, so it is going to change its strategy here and switch to biting and clawing. And that is, Tara's AC is
18.
18. That is a miss.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
When a creature misses you with a melee attack, I can use a reaction.
Yes.
So I'm going to use a reaction to riposte.
Okay, that is using some of your, what's it called?
That is part of my maneuvers
Right.
from my archetype.
Right. Don't you have to spend a point of some kind? What are the...
Yes, I have. I get 4 D8 superiority dice.
Yes. All right.
And so I'm going to use, if I hit, I get to add my superiority dice
Okay.
to my damage roll.
Cool.
Alright, so I rolled a 12.
I'm afraid it bounces.
Advantage.
What's that?
Advantage
Oh,
from.
right.
Yeah.
13.
I'm afraid it still bounces off of the creature's thick hide. You're not able to make it through. Okay, and the Chimera has 2 more attacks, though.
Uh,
Yeah.
All right, it hit you 1 time. And so it manages to claw at you, doing, oh my gosh, 15 points of damage.
Oh no.
Ow.
You can't see my face, but I'm surprised right now.
All right, and it is not able to do any of its other attacks because they haven't recharged yet. Well, actually, have they? No, the other attacks haven't recharged yet either. So now it is back to the top of the order with Tara. We're back to your regular actions.
I attack.
I'm surprised.
Alright, and this is a 14.
14 just barely does it. You barely manage to sneak past its armor and find a vulnerable spot.
Thank goodness. I got 8 damage.
8 damage. This creature is not looking good now.
And also, as my free action, I'm like, I could use help again.
Okay.
I gotcha.
The familiar. What does the familiar want to do? Griffin. The familiar.
I am going to keep him. Yeah, no, because you get a reaction, so I'm going to leave him next to Tara.
Paxton.
So, looking at Tara, and I'm trying to discern what her current hit points and what her maximum hit points are.
She is in bad shape.
For the purposes of the spell, I need to know the exact hit points.
You do?
Oh, it's not a spell. It is Channel Divinity, Preserve Life. I can preserve someone. I can give them up to 10 hit points, up to half of their max. So I need to know if you are...
She's
Below.
down 23 hit points. She's at 6.
Okay, so I could give you 10, and you would be able to take all 10 of those. and not be above half your max, right?
I guess it depends on if we're rounding up or down, because I guess
Half of her hit
technically my
points
half is
would be 14 rounded down. So you can give her 8. If you can give her up to half of her hit points, you can give her 8.
Okay, so I'm still right next to her from last time, right?
Mhm.
I use Channel Divinity for my action. I give her 8 hit points,
All right. That means she's now at 14.
and that ends Paxton's healing abilities for this fight.
Uh-oh.
I still have a scroll. We good.
Cool, cool.
All right, Finn, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's go with the tried and true. I'm going to use my last level 1 spell slot to use Magic Missile.
Guaranteed damage is always a good choice.
2 plus 1 is 3. 1 plus 1 is 2 is 5. 3 plus 1 is 4 is 9. Minus 2 is 7 damage.
7 damage. Another series of bolts slams into the creature, and the lion head and snake head react in pain. And it is Finn's. No, I'm sorry. It is Athelflad's turn.
I'm gonna pull another sneak
All
attack.
right, another
with the
sneak
class
attack
dagger.
with the same dagger.
Yep.
Oh boy, this is the best. Thank you.
It's round 2.
Oh, get him.
18.
18. Oh, all right. Roll your 1d4 and your 1d6.
I got a 3 and a 1.
4 plus your
The
additional 4, so 8
Yep,
total.
8. Yep.
Now it's the Chimera's turn, and it's going to decide to attack Athelflad, who just dealt a decent chunk of damage. So let's see if anything recharged. No, nothing recharged. So it's going to take a series of attacks on Athelflad. Now you impose disadvantage on it, don't you? Because she's next to
Yes.
doesn't Terra? Yes. All right.
I can only do that, I think, once.
Oh, one for one
probably.
attack. Okay.
I
All right.
can use it to. It doesn't say actually. It just says I can use my reaction to impose it. So I think I can do
That
it once
means
per
just
round.
once, yeah.
Right. So the first attack is going to hit her.
Can I actually instead use Darbin to
Yep.
intercept it?
Yes, but that means you need to make an attack roll. It won't cause damage, but it can attack roll to try to deflect its attack.
Okay. I'm not sure which one's better.
Give it a try.
it was a 9.
If you're
Oh,
doing an attack
advantage.
roll, you get advantage, yeah.
All right, that's much better. It's a 25.
All right. You managed to deflect the first attack that would have been a hit.
Mhm.
The second one you want to impose disadvantage on.
Yes.
It misses. And then the third one is just a straight up attack with no and it does hit you. And it does with a claw. Oof. Due to its reduced size, it does 1 point of damage.
That's so nice.
So, Athelflad, you have lost 1 additional hit point. Alright. And we're back to Terra.
I'm gonna attack. Just, I don't know what else to say. All right, I got a 15.
Alright, a 15 is a hit.
Roll
All
again
right,
to see
damage
if you
is
get a nat.
6. Oh, true. Nope.
I'm sorry, so what was the damage?
6.
Oh, 6. I didn't hear that. Alright, 6 points of damage. And it's looking really rough. I'm assuming the Griffin the Familiar just hangs out in the same area.
Yep.
Paxton.
Athelflad is within range of me running to her, right?
Sure.
Right. I'm gonna run over to her and use the remaining 2 hit points from my Channel Divinity.
Now, let me warn you that because you're running around within melee reach of the creature, and you'll have to. She's sort of on the other side of Terra. You're gonna have to run around Terra and get to Athelflad, which will probably draw an attack of opportunity.
That's true. If they can make it past my sanctuary, and I'm willing to take that risk.
Okay.
You could also attack it and use your hammer's ability to heal.
Ooh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And at 16. Okay.
You're at 16 hit points. And what's your max?
21.
Oh, so I wouldn't be able to help you anyway.
Right.
Okay, never mind. This seems like the kind of situation where maybe dropping Sanctuary and becoming another target might be the best way that I could help everyone else. So it's clobbering time. I'm going to run over to it, and I'm going to give it a whack with the Mace of Selfless Vampirism. 11.
No, I'm afraid you don't quite have the hang of this hammer, and it bounces off of the creature's hide.
Ooh.
Yeah, this creature has pretty tough hide, I guess. Finn, it's your turn.
I'm going to pull out my potion of healing, and I'm going to throw it over at Tara. Yeah.
I catch it.
Okay.
Take this. Hope it helps. And then that's about it.
Athelflaed, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and sneak attack again. 3.
I'm afraid didn't hit. You're not able to again penetrate the creature's hide, and Egbert says, "Aw, come on! That's terrible. Better luck next time. We'll get him next time. It'll be okay."
Okay.
And the creature gets to go. All right, let's see if anything recharges. No, nothing recharges. And it is going to attack. It's not having any success with Athelflaed, so it's going to try. It's going to go back to Tara. Okay, we have 1 hit, 1 miss, and 1 natural 20.
Averting his dice.
Now it gets 1d4 off of his damage, so maybe this won't be terrible. Then again, maybe it will. 12, so that's 12 points of damage for the first hit.
When he misses, can I repost to see if I can try and kill him?
Yeah, you could, for the second one that's a miss, you could repost, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Alright, first roll was 19, so we're gonna go with that 25. And then my damage is 11. Oh, plus my superiority dice. Oh, 11 plus 8, so it's a 19.
Wow.
Nice hit.
Yeah.
It goes down.
Victory music.
With one final swing, it was
Nice.
about to clock you. It would have done.
Yeah.
I was at 2 HP.
So essentially, it claws into her, and she uses that to go ahead and get a clean hit before it can bite her down.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was about to do around 21 points of damage to you.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I could have
So-
even saving throw death
No.
that.
Right,
like-
Yeah.
It clawed you and then started to try to pin you down with the other claw and bite you. But from the ground, you managed to stab up at it right through the throat of the lion, and the creature just collapses on top of you.
This is the stuff of legends.
Yeah, Tara is on a serious high right now.
Yeah.
Although you do have a chimera, you're sort of lying on top of you. The goat head continues chewing on the shield for a little while, but sort of slows down and stops.
I see what you did there. It's lion on top of her.
Ah, ha, ha, ha.
As I run to Tara and lose concentration, the chimera also gets considerably bigger on top of you.
Yes, it suddenly grows in size. All right, so the chimera is dead, and it is now back to normal size. Athelflaed, as you put the dagger away, it says, "Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye, I'll see you later." Your shield is not quite completely ruined, but it's been chewed on quite a bit.
So I'm perfectly okay with it looking pretty mangled because that's kind of my aesthetic, as long as it still gives me my +1 AC.
It still functions.
All right,
yes.
it's a conversation piece as well as
Right.
a shield.
However, it's going to require some maintenance at some point to get it in good shape to continue functioning.
Can I mend it?
Yes, you
Okay.
can.
I cast mending on it, my
All
cantrip.
right. It's back in fairly good condition. You don't want it to look too good, right?
Right,
so
right.
It looks shoddy but functional now.
Can I gracefully crawl out from under this corpse?
Yes, you are, of course, badly wounded yourself,
Okay.
but you push the creature off of you and crawl out from under it.
Tara limps over to Finn and gives him his healing potion back.
No, take it.
Why? I can rest. We cool.
Well, okay, at least let me mend your wounds or something.
All right.
Okay.
To prove that we killed the chimera, should we cut its heads off or something as a trophy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. You sever the creature's 3 heads and, I guess, walk back to your horses and throw them on the cart?
Heck yeah.
Can we put them in a sack and just have a bloody sack?
Sure.
All right. Why don't we go back to the horses, set up camp here, hang out for a little bit, and then we can just have the head hanging from a tree so that all the blood comes out before we actually put it in the bag.
Sure, yeah, that's
sounds
grotesque
good.
and nice.
Yeah.
Let's have a good rest, though. I could definitely use that.
All right, so you take a short rest. Anyone want to expend any hit die?
Yes.
I'm just going to use the time to summon my unseen servant and have it set up camp, maybe cook us some food.
I used all three my hit die.
Okay, and what are you up to now?
20.
Great.
And I get my channel divinity back after a short rest.
Yeah, 17, so I'm back up.
You're back up to full.
Yep, 21.
You gonna stop for the night, or you want to just take a short rest and keep moving?
I say, well, do you guys want to keep moving to go to Mun's, or do you guys just want to...
How far away from Mun's Tower?
You're a little more than a day away, something like that.
Okay.
Do you guys want to keep traveling then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the rest of the 20th, you continue toward Mun's Tower. It's still about a day away. This is a safe area. The Keepers of Arcane Knowledge have a well-organized, centralized state, and they don't tolerate banditry. That would cut into their tax revenue.
Not safe enough for a Chimera, apparently.
Well, yeah, Chimera is it's a relatively recent development, and it's not something that, conventional military forces can deal with. But it was up to the Duke to take care of that problem, and thanks to you, he did. The weather is warm, though there are signs that this area also had heavy rainfall recently. The travelers you pass on the road are less friendly than the ones in the free cities, and some of them are clearly trying to look important. At one point, a large group of mounted wizards and armored soldiers comes up the road behind you, moving quickly. They order you off the road so that they can pass. I assume you're going to oblige, or what's the plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll let him through. We don't want to cause trouble.
There are perhaps 5 wizards or sorcerers and 100 warriors, so quite a large group. You also pass a caravan coming in the opposite direction under armed escort. Its wagons are loaded with wooden timbers and iron equipment, including large metal plates and wheels. And the caravan guards eye you suspiciously, but they pass without incident. And after camping uneventfully the night of the 20th, you wake up on the 21st and resume traveling north along the road. Mun's Tower is visible from far away. 6 stories tall, beautifully constructed. It towers above a large, bustling community. You can see lots of small houses and shops around it. A large aqueduct passes by the north side of the town, carrying fresh water to the west, and there's another aqueduct next to it, carrying not fresh water to the east. You arrive in the morning on the 21st as a crowd is forming outside the tower. In fact, everyone in the area, perhaps 300 or even more people, is gathered in front of the tower as you arrive in the morning, looking expectantly at the large wooden doors at the front of the tower.
A question.
Mm-hmm.
Since we took a long rest, did we hit level 4, or do we need to do something else?
Great, let's do experience. Right.
Not gonna lie, I already calculated it, so we should level up.
That was a challenge rating 6 creature.
What?
Yeah.
So everyone earned 575 experience. Well, let's make it 600. 600 experience points.
And how many do we need to level? I want to say it's 2100, but I'm not totally
Well,
sure.
let me add one little wrinkle.
Okay.
I normally require, in order for you to level, for you to be resting in a safe place, like an inn or something like that in a town. Right?
Oh, okay.
And in the wilderness is not safe enough. So if you can
That's
sleep
fair.
somewhere here in Mun's town, add your experience points, right? But don't level up until you've had a safe rest in a safe place.
Okay,
This is
that's fair.
2700 for level 4,
All right.
and I'm not there.
Oh,
I'm
wait,
not either.
2700?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we're definitely not there.
I'm going to assume that if you all level up, I am too, because I'm not doing good accounting on these.
But I am at full HP again.
So overnight, the way I run that is you can expend any additional hit dice you have. You recover all your hit dice in the morning. If you're still not up at full, then you can expend them, before you get going in the morning to get back up to full. You can expend some of them.
Okay. I had to expend 2 to get up to full in the morning.
Actually, you know what? You don't get them all. I forgot. You only get half your hit dice back for a full night's rest. Yeah, that's the standard rule. That's not even my rule. That's the standard D&D rule, is you get half your hit dice back.
Mhm.
So, Tara, you can roll one more hit die if you want. What does that put you up to?
Oh, bummer. Like, that one, I rolled it again,
Okay.
and it gave me a 1.
Oh, okay. So you're at 21 now?
Yeah.
Out of how much?
29.
Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense, right? That thing pretty nearly mauled you to death.
Yeah.
So you're still in pretty good shape, though. I mean, you're pretty tough.
Can I do a cure wounds on her to just get her
Sure.
back to max?
Yep, you get your spells back. You could do a cure wounds.
All right, you gain 12 HP.
She's back up to full.
Yep.
Sweet.
So we have not hit level 4. We needed to kill 2 chimeras to hit level 4.
I feel like I'm good. I'm not eager to have another one.
You walk through town, I guess, or what's your plan as you're standing outside town here and you can see all these people gathered outside the tower?
I'm gonna ask someone what's going on.
There's no one around. They're all at the tower. I mean, if you're on the outside of the town, you can see everyone gathered there. If you want to talk to someone, you're going to have to go to where everyone is.
Let's go do that.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay.
I'm perceiving that this isn't just Mun's Tower and a few people that live around. It's a whole Keeper's city that Mun's Tower just happens to be near.
Yeah, it looks like a village, a large village or a small town has grown up around this tower.
So
Okay.
it might be big enough to have like a mayor or something.
Sure.
Okay, because I think we need to offload these stinky Chimera heads and get paid for it.
Are there any guards towards the outside of the crowd?
There are no guards around the outside of the crowd, no.
Okay.
How much do they weigh?
The guards?
No, the chimera head.
Oh, let's say the lion head is 15 pounds and the goat head is 10 pounds and the large snake's head is, I don't know, 9 pounds.
Okay, never mind, because I was just going to send Griffin back with them, but they're too heavy for him to carry.
Although all the people in the town are gathered around the tower, as you move toward the tower, you pass a strange being as you walk between the buildings. A small creature, perhaps 2 feet tall. It is struggling with a large broom and dustpan, trying to sweep the cobblestone streets. It appears to be made entirely of rags, and it's totally filthy. There are 2 small indentations in the rags where eyes should be, and it sort of shuffles out of your way and mumbles some kind of sad apology you can't quite make out.
Hey, buddy.
Mm,
Can you tell me what's going on right now?
hi,
Hi.
I'm Lumpin'.
Hey, Lumpin. I'm Tara. Can you tell me what's going on right now?
I'm cleaning.
Over at
Do
the tower.
you like to clean?
No, I don't.
I like to clean.
That's great. Can you tell me what's going on over at the tower?
The master is having his morning meeting.
Is that Mun? Is that Mun?
Yes.
Okay. What
I
happened?
love him. Do you love him?
I guess. I can't rightly say.
He's great.
Okay.
While Tara's talking to him, I'm just going to have my servant drop my bags for a second and help him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of
Are
course.
you my friend? I can be your friend.
Yes.
Okay.
I say warily.
Okay, thank you.
Can you tell me what the meeting's about?
Every rest day, today is rest day. Every rest day, the master has a meeting with the town, and he tells everyone what's going to happen that day and if anything important is going to happen during the week. It's a very important day.
Well, Lumpin, do you happen to have any insight on if there's anything important he's going to tell us today?
You want to know what I think?
Yeah,
You sure?
I definitely do.
Oh, well, I think he's going to tell everyone whether there are any games going on that they can participate in and whether there's any important news and maybe whether he's made any important breakthroughs that he can share with everyone. And maybe he'll tell me whether I can go back in the tower someday. That would be great. Do you think he'll let me in?
Did you get kicked out, Lumpin?
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sure it wasn't a big deal.
Oh, I was not good. I made a mistake.
What happened?
I'm not supposed to talk about it. I gotta go back to cleaning. I think you're real nice. I hope that you have a good day.
I hope you do too, Lumpin. Lumpkin.
Lumpin'? It's Lumpin'.
Lumpin. Yes, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm very forgetful.
That's okay. I don't mind. You could call me whatever.
All right. Thanks, Lumpy.
It's really bad because I didn't care about the guy who we messed up, who we met at New Tower.
Gorewolf?
But Gorewolf. But I care so much about the fact that Lumping got thrown in out as well. Okay. Do you guys want to keep moving towards the big group?
Yep.
You walk toward the tower. and everyone is nodding politely to you. Hi, strangers. And everyone looks real excited and happy. And Athelflaed, though Zauberfield is a bigger town than this is, this crowd in front of the tower that you're starting to move through now is still probably the most people that you have seen gathered in one place in years.
Wow,
right?
that's amazing.
And it's kind of, I don't know if Athelflaed is sort of afraid of crowds or not, but this is a lot of people all in one place, right? They're all packed together tightly between the buildings, and they're all looking at the tower entrance. So there's as you move closer, there's a tall man in a straw farmer's hat, and he smiles at you all and says, "Welcome, strangers. Today's rest day, and Mun's about to give his address for the week, or his address, or whatever you call it. You know, he's going to talk to us. There are great things going on around here, lots of business, the local farms are doing well. It's a good time to be under Mun's protection."
So he's the leader of this town?
Yeah, he's in charge around here. We all think he's pretty good at it.
When you're talking about protection from what?
Well, you know, he makes sure that the crops keep doing well in the area, and he makes sure that, you know, if there's any taxes that come down from the magistracy, that they're not too onerous, and if there's any rules that they try to impose, you know, about prices or stuff, he tries to make sure they're not too hard for us to deal with. He's been real good at it.
What's the name of your town?
Munville.
Munville. Okay.
What do you guys do in exchange for him?
We give him some food and supply him with other stuff if he needs it. You know, we just try to be helpful.
Is he the only one that lives in the tower, or is that also like the center of the town?
Well, it's the center of town. He also has some, apprentices that he has that go in and out that help him out. You know, he's just
A regular
training
good
some
old
people.
wizard?
Yeah, he's a wizard, but a good one. He's a nice guy. He's a little strange looking, but he's a nice guy.
Would he be the mayor of this town then?
I guess you could call him that, sure.
Okay. There's no other political leaders in the town?
Don't need him.
Cool.
Yep, I moved here from Dengren. I haven't regretted it. He'll step out of those doors any moment now and let us know if there's any news or anything special planned. Now, there is, however, one important thing you ought to know, and sometimes it gets strangers in trouble. All right?
Okay.
Whatever you do, don't, but at that very moment, the doors are flung open, and a cheer erupts, and a 7-foot-tall suit of armor dressed in bright blue robes steps out of the doorway, waving to the crowd, and they all cheer as he waves. And you realize, however, that this is not a man in a suit. Through the gaps in the metal plates, you can see vines and ropes moving around, and where there should be eyes, there's only a dull glow. And the living armor continues to wave, and then gestures for the crowd to calm down. The living armor finally manages to quiet the crowd, and he holds out his arms as if to embrace them, and he says, finally, as he speaks, "My fellow citizens of Munville, today is another beautiful..." Who's laughing? I heard that. Who was laughing? And the whole crowd around you backs away, and they're all like pointing. Who said that? Who's laughing? The crowd sort of backs away and points at Finn. He says, "Who's laughing? Was it you? Bring him here."